So, first of all, I'd like to begin and say, SEEWQCI, congratulations to this wonderful kickoff from all the colleagues at TransEuroOGS. We're looking forward to some really nice collaborations because we have a very significant point of intersection that we'll see just later on. Second of all, thank you for bringing us all together here today again. I think we spoke when we came here to the meeting. All the colleagues from EuroQCI see that we need an active dialogue to continue, and you're providing this active dialogue, so thank you for this. So now let me just give you a quick jump and skip through our project, TransEuroOGS. We are 15 partners, and we are a cross-section of industry, research institutions, 2 national space agencies, and 2 ministries on board. In that partnership, we unify 4 member states, Ireland, Luxembourg, Greece, and Germany. And we bring together the resources for the development of 8 optical ground stations and their enablement in EAGLE-1. Now, I think the particular attractiveness of the project is when we look at our little globus of Europe, we have the yellow spots designating the locations of those ground stations. And I think the project has a very nice cross-section of the geographic and especially the meteorological conditions that we're going to be finding when we start to downlink from EAGLE-1 and start to do long-range QKD with those resources. So we think we have a particularly nice constellation to get a feel for what kind of services can we really provide in QKD, long-distance, and satellite-mediated type of communication. So on the next slide. Yeah, the partners and how we come together. As we've already heard for SEEWQCI, the national ecosystems that have been established is what we're building on. The approach from Ireland in entering the project is the lead will be from Southeast Technical University, as it was for Ireland QCI. And here, a particularly innovative approach, the Walton Institute is going to approach a mobile OGS system and build from the ground up, and it's going to basically evaluate different positions in Ireland. Of course, weather conditioning is very challenging, and find the best locations for also then relaying to the very nice terrestrial system that has been established in the Ireland QCI DEP project. Now, for Greece, Ilias, being the great host that he is, he's already given me the introduction to the incorporation. I think that's all that's left to say here, is that we're thrilled to have this very advanced and mature infrastructure in OGSs, 3 of them, and the local area networks that go along with them in this project, especially in giving us the long-range perspective of QKD satellite mediated by the EAGLE-1. Luxembourg, taking a very interesting position. It's building also, of course, on the terrestrial networks that it's built up during LUX4QCI, the DEP project. And the check marks, the lower 3 partners are those partners that built up that network. But they're also bringing in a new partner, an industry partner, Hittech, who is simultaneously the provider and operator of the optical ground station in Luxembourg. And I think this is a great lighthouse of European industrial enablement and competitivity in this field. So Luxembourg definitely bringing the perspective industrial, moving forward on this technology into the project. And last but not least, Germany. We're also bringing in 3 ground stations. Similarly as everybody, 1, we're tactically located in the terrestrial systems that we've built up over the last 3 to 4 years. I think hallmarks are that we're happy to have the DLR on board, the German Aerospace Center, who is going to be the reference ground station for the EAGLE-1 mission. As well as the Friedrich-Alexander University, which was responsible for the scientific lead on the EAGLE-1 protocol. So when we sum this all together, I think we have a very nice spread of competences for approaching this really trans-European scenario that we're trying to build up here. The project is generally split down into 2 main phases. One is the enablement of those OGSs. And I think the challenge here is we have very different OGS architectures. We have different states of maturity. And one of the prime points that we're pushing right now is finding a common roadmap so we converge to a common point of interoperability. The second part of the project then is of course, utilizing those OGS resources that we want to bring to enablement with EAGLE-1 and really sampling across Europe what kind of key transmission we can accomplish, what kind of qualities we can accomplish, what kind of key rates, what are the challenges. And I'm going to cut through two of these transparencies to make things short. I think one of the hallmarks of our project, just give you two quick images, is we are definitely focusing on the technical challenges. And to process the project, one important thing we've already, before the project, done a lot of testing on different weather conditions in free space optical transmission, and see that, of course, background light is difficult on these transmissions, but they're definitely doable. Yeah, this is on a very short range, and just at the end of last year, we're also employing some very nice resources from the DLR. This is a flying terminal that has an agnostic transceiver for testing multiple protocols. And what we managed to do at the end of last year is to do first test measurements from this airborne node to a mobile ground station on the ground from Fraunhofer. The flight pathways you see all the way on the right in the middle, where we kind of fly loops around this mobile optical ground stations. The flyer is about 3 kilometers high. It's flying at about 300 kilometers an hour. And with the radius that we have on that geography, it's about a 10-kilometer free space optical link. Also tested at different weather conditions, and we have the first results out. We're still evaluating them, but they're generally positive. So we see that we're getting a good framework and a good feel for what kind of technical parameters we really have to realize on those OGSs to make Eagle 1 missions successful. Yeah, and that, I think, is something that unites us all in this project. Maybe one last thing, we're very proud of the fact that we come together democratically. We make decision-making in the project as is equal member state representation of all 4 member states involved. All decisions are made in a vote of national coordinators and in consents of national coordinators. And I think this is the best way for us to get all that great work that's gone into the national projects into our project condensed. So thank you for your attention, and thank you for the invitation.
Hello everyone, thank you. I'll very quickly go through the SBIQCI project. So the project plans first to create a ground link between Romania and Bulgaria. As you can see, on the Bulgarian side, there will be a need for quite a big ground link because Sofia is away from the border. There will be around 6 relay nodes involved there. On the Romanian side, luckily, since Bucharest is very close to the Bulgarian border, we can create a direct link from Bucharest to Ruse. It will be around 100 kilometers. So in total, the project will consist of over 500 kilometers of ground link. And the second important point of the project that I'm sure it's common for all the CEF projects, and we'll hear a lot more about this, it's the key management system and network orchestration. After we create the link, obviously we need to be able to do some interoperability on this link to enable seamless communication between cross-border projects. So after this is done, we can connect Bulgaria and Greece to the rest of Europe through this Bulgaria-Romania cross-border link. Yeah, so that's about it on my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation, Ilyas and the Greek team organizing this event. I will be also brief, I guess. Basically, I want to provide you with information on the Bavarian Austrian QCI project. But, I mean, the details of the project perhaps are always the same in all those projects. I still have in mind the last meeting with the European Commission on the closing event of Petros in Brussels in November. And basically, one of the persons who criticized us all, especially ESA, but who is basically the most relevant supporting person for us, was Thomas Corders there. And he said, well, take all those projects and try to convince your NSAs on the qualities of QCI, and try to convince your telecom operators to bring it to the market. He didn't say it in exactly those words, but basically what we would like to find out of our project. So as we've heard, if you bring together two key management systems, and basically we will link Vienna and Munich, and we will link that with based on two fiber directions and with satellite connections. So the main topic is to build up an optical ground station and then connect terrestrial QCT systems. So there's the first question is resilience of the infrastructure. So is it enough if you have one fiber link, you're not real time, you have key stores, is that good enough? Or is it better to have two fiber links, or if you have different media, fiber and satellite, and to have an analysis on that? The second topic, and I think that's for all of us relevant, this orchestration of different key management systems. It is basically three questions on that. So first of all, if you bring together what we would like to do from two different ministries, the chief information security officers, and negotiate on this link. Is it a governance topic and the negotiation topics between chief information security officers? Could we provide some kind of guidelines in Europe, what is best practice? And finally, it's an implementation of orchestration between software-defined networks and how to connect networks here. Telecom operators know how to do that. The question is if we could use most of their learnings for the quantum networks. Yeah? So that will be the interesting topics, and the last but not least, be prepared for Saga in the end. So we would like to learn with the optical ground station, the connection with the satellite, and how easy, how difficult and all those questions, should we have a fixed ground station or a mobile ground station, in discussion with our MOD. But that's then details of the project. So thanks a lot.
This is a great place, and first time in Athens, so thank you very much for inviting QUAPITAL here as well. Great workshop. My name is Felix. I'm the coordinator of QUAPITAL and the founder and CEO of Zero Third, a Vienna-based company. So what we are doing in QUAPITAL, we're building a 1,000-kilometer link from Vienna to Frankfurt. The partners are a larger Eastern European bank, TÜV IT. This is like a security certification lab that is pen testing this link then and developing certification strategies around it. NTS is an Austrian and German security company that will run the security operations center for that link. And so we are deploying 1,000 kilometers of fiber with 5 trusted nodes. Just here to see, we're going from Vienna via Salzburg, Munich, and Stuttgart to Frankfurt. We can do that with 5 trusted nodes because we are using our own entanglement-based quantum key distribution technology that has far more reach than typical ones, up to 350 kilometers. And that will reduce, say, the logistical effort, the cost effort on such long distance link tremendously, and that's what we're going to test and demonstrate in this link. So this is not like a research project in a sandbox. This link will be used by the bank to connect to the cloud services in Frankfurt on a commercial basis after the project. So this is a real infrastructure to stay. On the commercial side, we are, I think, the only project in this program that is fully backed by the industry, by private companies. So we didn't want to have the taxpayer all the fun. So we want also be part of the party. And so this is really not a sandbox implementation. And we have a strong focus, since we will transmit keys that the bank will use in their daily operation in encrypting data for its customers. This is strongly regulated business, so it's not like that we just make a test. We have also to provide NIS2 and DORA compliance, which is, when you run trusted nodes, is a very difficult task. Since more than a year we are negotiating with the ECB and the banks how to actually implement secure trusted nodes. And so this link is also multi-tenant capable, so we can add additional clients, customers, organizations on the way between Vienna and Frankfurt on our 5 trusted nodes locations, for example, in Munich and in Stuttgart as well. So this is like that we want to demonstrate the multi-tenant capability of this technology. And yeah, we are also happy to connect to all the other QCI projects, but we have no ground stations in our, it's purely terrestrial. So thank you again.
Hello everyone, I'm Alin Bogdan Popa from Polytechnica Bucharest, technical coordinator of the Romanian Optical Ground Station project, ROGS for short. If you look at the name and the logo, it may suggest that this project is building an optical ground station in Romania. I can tell you it is, but this is not the focus. The focus, however, is on 2 separate topics which are very relevant and which make it a flagship project for Europe. First of all, it's the simulation technology that we are building. I know things are moving very slow, especially with Eagle 1, things are moving very slow, and with other space missions such as Saga, things are again moving very slow. I have a dream that Europe will be ready before it is actually ready, and this will be possible with simulation technologies. So we are building simulators for the optical link, ground to terrestrial to ground to satellite. We are building simulators for Eagle 1, simulators for QKD constellations, and so on. The first simulator will be made available publicly and open source in June this year. The second topic where ROGS is making progress is on the protocols and software for scalability in Europe. If you remember our scalability policy that was endorsed by the European Commission and HADEA during the applications to the CEF projects, we realized in the meantime that when you add satellites to the mix and black box connections, things are exponentially more complex, and the scalability poses completely different issues than in purely terrestrial networks. And we've realized this also after confidential discussions with SES on their software aspect for Eagle 1. So we are planning to launch the next policy that takes into consideration satellite connections sometime next month in March. Thank you very much.
I want to talk about also a collaboration project that we will have in terms of the CEF projects, and in particular the IberianQCI, which is basically the quantum gateway to the southern and western Europe. And we are going to connect in the Portuguese quantum communication infrastructure and also the EuroQCI Spain with a trusted node in the north of Portugal and Spain, and deploying 3 optical ground stations in a different way, and also getting the profit of having also an optical ground station in Galicia that will be at the end usable for the tests and the collaborations for the use cases at the end of the project. So this project, IberianQCI, has different partners from Portugal and from Spain, and in particular, so we will have different ways of approaching in the countries. So in Portugal, we will leverage from the participation of infrastructures of Portugal and IP Telecom as the owners of the fibers in Portugal and of the infrastructures. But we will also have, of course, the participation of industry and academia in Portugal that was also related in the PT-QCI project. In terms of Spain, we have this divided in 3 main regions. So in Madrid, where we have the deployment of an optical ground station, in Barcelona, and also another optical ground station, and Vigo that will basically join their infrastructure in the ground, with the Portuguese one by this cross-border, but also joining as a third an in-kind contribution, the optical ground station that they are already deploying into the end of the project. So our main objectives here will be to study not only the study and design and deployment of these terrestrial cross-border, but also space cross-border in the different regions, but of course to study the network control and the cross-border network connectivity through this, and also get the connection with the space segment with the other European projects. At the end, the idea would be to have different use cases, Europe-wide tests with the different partners and supporters for our proposal also, but of course leveraging from Eagle One or Saga, whatever it would be at the time available for us to test and validate the space links in the project. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it's my great pleasure, as I already said, to be here with you, and I would like to say a few words about one of our projects which we are currently involved. So this is the PIONIER-Q-SAT. So this is the extension of the project which we realized in the previous years. I work for the NASK Research Institute, so I play the role of the coordinator in this project, and we cooperate closely with 3 scientific partners. 2 of them comes from Poland, so you can find here PSNC, Poznań Supercomputing Center. Probably most of you knows Piotr very well. Another institution which is involved in the project is Military University of Technology, who specialize in the optoelectronics with lasers, fibers. PIONIER-Q-SAT project is the extension of the PIONIER-Q project. The PIONIER-Q project we just ended in December year 2025. But starting the March of the 2024, we were able to establish the longest, as far as I know, it's still the longest national backbone. So we have almost 1,800 kilometers of national backbone. The all backbone is QKD equipped, so we have more than 13 trusted nodes in between, and we are able to connect 5 major cities in Poland. So in a natural way, we are also quite ready to extend this infrastructure to connect to our neighboring countries. And because we have 4 neighboring countries in European Union, we established collaboration under the CEF project to build the cross-border link with Germany, with Czech Republic, and with Slovakia. And the last project is the PIONIER-Q-SAT. So the aim of this project is to construct the optical ground station, the first optical ground station in Poland, supporting also not only Polish society, but also the last of our neighbors, which was not mentioned earlier, so the Lithuania. Because we do not have the support for the project, Lithuania was not represented in the DEP projects. This is the only country which was not able to construct the national backbone there, but we would like to cover also the Lithuanian needs with our project connected with optical ground station. So this is the aim for the first bullet, not only to provide optical ground station but for Poland, but also to be able to provide the second domain in terms of the security and to deliver keys for the Lithuanian needs and Lithuanian partners. We would like under this project to deploy 2 QKD receivers. The first one, let's say for the Eagle One, so I can say the same as our colleague from Portuguese. We will see which satellite will be earlier, the Eagle One, the Saga, but we are trying to be prepared for these 2 projects. And because we are also in the specific place in Europe, we would like to construct our OGS in the mobile way, in the transportable way, in order to be able to move it from one place to another. Because everybody knows what happens on the east side of Poland, in fact. Yeah, so we would like to prepare 4 data centers for national data centers for supporting different ministry needs to be able to host this OGS station. Of course, the OGS station is going to be integrated with this PIONIER-Q project, and we also would like to integrate and to provide the means to exchange key also for with the players like NASK CESIRT, which is the National Security Operation Center for the Poland. Yeah, and that's all. We have already initiated the cooperation with other cross-border projects like QuantGPL, the cooperation with Germany and Czech Republic, as well as the Czech Republic and Slovakia. And we are also very open to all collaboration, to exchange keys, to create new use cases with the players who are able to exchange data using OGS. On behalf of Piotr, I would like to say a few words about two more projects which are led by our colleagues from Poznań. So the aim of these two projects is to establish the cross-border links, the fiber optics, the classical terrestrial cross-border links. So the first project is realized by the consortium composed of the Austrian partners, Czech Republic partners, and Polish players. And the second one has the Slovakia also on board in this case. So the first idea here to establish two orange links under the project between Austria, Czech, and Poland. The aim is to build the connection between Krakow and Ostrava. This one is very important from our point of view in context of quantum computing. And the second link, which we already would like to deliver, is the connection between Brno and Vienna. In the second project with Slovakia, we would like also to establish the connection between Brno and Bratislava. So this is the very short overview with the maps, what links are going to be delivered under these projects. On the next two slides, you can see the list of the partners which are involved in this. So you can find the very well-known and famous partners like AIT, for example, as well as some educational research institutions both from Czech Republic and Poland, plus some extra industrial partners like Cybersecurity Hub. Cybersecurity Hub is present in both of these projects, and also my research institute specializing in fact in cybersecurity, so quite similar to Cybersecurity Hub, is also involved in the project with Czech Republic and Slovakia. The project goals you can find on this slide. So of course is the strengthening the EuroQCI infrastructure to create the possibility to exchange the keys. But something what I really like to underline is to provide two things which I think this is a common idea which we share all together here. So to establish the means to incorporate different KMS to make the KMS systems interoperable. And the second issue which I already mentioned is to interconnect the centers which are responsible for EuroQCS. So in parallel to the communication part in the quantum world, we have also the computing part, and this computing part under the European Commission is covered by five quantum computers, which are in fact installed in the supercomputing centers. And this is the idea to create the full quantum environment when the quantum computers are connected using quantum networks. For that moment, by the quantum network, I understand QKD technology, but this is just the step for now. For the next part, we would like to exchange it in order to be able to exchange entanglement between these two computers. So the infrastructure which we want to create under this project will be later utilized in order to create a kind of computer which is able to exchange qubit state between different centers. That's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, so hello everyone. It's nice to be here, to be able to share information about this project. I'm representing the Benelux QCI project, which is, as the title says quite clearly, the project, a project within the Benelux area. So it's Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg partners. And the aim of the project, the main aim of the project, is to deploy a terrestrial backbone between the three countries. So from Amsterdam to Brussels, and then to Brussels, from Brussels to Luxembourg. The foreseen backbone is terrestrial, but we are not forgetting about the space component. We are not envisioning any OGS, but we are connecting to crucial sites, ESA sites like ESTEC and ESEC, and we are also envisioning a connection to the Windhof space station in Luxembourg in the context of development of use case. So we are preparing for the space component by connecting to these crucial sites. Of course, the project is not only about development. Not only about the deployment, but we are also, as many other projects said, it's important to have a KMS, and we are developing an open source KMS. This was already explained in the workshop organized by Petrus in December. There was also a separate workshop about that. Wojciech from SURF gave this, but to whomever doesn't know, we are developing a fully open source software KMS. So everyone in all the other CEF projects is invited, encouraged more that to look at it, adopt it, and contribute to the development, so that we have maybe a unified KMS for the future development and for the future for the vision of the pan-European QKD network. We're also developing some use cases, and last but not least, we are doing dissemination and communication. IMEC is in the lead in this, and we will have 3 events. The first one will be we will contribute to the quantum meets. Okay, sorry. We are participating to the Quantum Meets event in the Netherlands, which will happen in May. And then we will organize 2 other events, one in Luxembourg and one in Belgium. All CEF project representative will be, of course, invited, and we'll make sure to invite everyone and guarantee participation. So this is the project. The partners are we have Quantum Delta as coordinator. Then we have the NRANs from the 3 countries, SURF, Restain, and Belnet, which will deal with the deployment, the development of the KMS, and all the technical side of the project. IMEC, which is everyone knows IMEC, I guess. Is in the lead of this dissemination, and will develop also part of the backbone in form of some QKD devices, and then we have some security assessment done by COSIC and INSERT. And this is the project. Looking forward to collaborating with all of you, and yeah, thank you very much for the attention.
Good morning. My name is László Bacsárdé. I'm from the Budapest University of Technology and Economics, but today I'm addressing you as the coordinator of the Central European Quantum Communication Infrastructure Consortium. It's a great honor to join you at the opening of this important initiative. Our 2 consortia supported one another during the proposal preparation phase through letters of support. The spirit of cooperation reflects exactly what the European quantum communication effort is about: trust, coordination, and shared ambitions. Our Central European Quantum Communication Consortium brings together 4 countries: Austria, Slovakia, Romania, and Hungary. Within our project, we will deploy 2 optical ground stations and we will establish terrestrial QKD links among 4 capital cities, Vienna, Bratislava, Budapest, and Bucharest. These infrastructures are not only technological milestones, they are foundations of long-term European resilience and sovereignty. As part of the broader European quantum communication infrastructure community, we closely follow the achievements of our colleagues across Europe. The results of the Greek national project HellasQCI has been truly remarkable and inspiring for all of us. We are confident by working together, Greece, Cyprus, Bulgaria, Netherlands, and the Central European partners, we can build a coherent and secure quantum communication infrastructure across our continent. I wish you a really successful project.